Welcome to another edition of Hey Bobby. I'm Ray Horner, of course, with a senior VP with the Cleveland Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, who takes time to join us each week during the baseball season to talk Guardians baseball and baseball in general. And right now, I think one of the stories in baseball, if not the story, is the climb of the Guardians. You go back after that 10-game losing streak that they had, they were 15 games behind the Detroit Tigers. Well, since then, they've gone 21-8. The Tigers, I should say, have stumbled a bit, and all of a sudden, they're now within striking distance of not only the Central, but certainly in the wild card. And Bobby, you've watched this team pitch by pitch, inning by inning, since that 10-game losing streak. Talk about the things that these guys have worked hard at and have fallen in place for this team to make this climb.
It is really an amazing comeback. 15 and a half games, as you said. Um, on July 8th or right after they swept us on July 6th. And as you say, now only 6.5 back and five in the all-important loss column with the Detroit Tigers. And um, just we're tied in the loss column with the New York Yankees for the final spot in the wild card at the moment. And I think we're just three games back of Seattle, who's in the top spot. So, we've put ourselves right back into the mix of October baseball, which is the exciting aspect. And I think one of the things that have made, allowed us to win 9 of 11 and I think go 21-8 and in the last month is our starting rotation has become incredibly consistent and sparkled with a little brilliance there with Gavin Williams almost getting that no-no in Chicago, which would have been very cool. We've seen it that guy, young man, could be incredibly dominating when he is after, and just to watch the growth and development of not only he, but Slade Ciccone this year. Tanner Bybee has had his ups and downs this year, but always goes out there and gives you a chance to win. And Logan Allen doing some wonderful things for us when we threw him to AAA and then threw him in the bullpen. And again with Ortiz and Class A scenario, the way our guys have stepped up in the bullpen. We've won games the last month that are reminiscent of how we won 92 games last year. Played good defense, get just enough offense, score late, turn the game over to the bullpen, and we walk out with a win. And then I think you need to acknowledge Stephen Vogt in the leadership. First time, he's only a second year manager and his coaching staff, and they deal with a 10-game losing streak. And how did they handle that? Well, staying positive, keeping the hard work ethic. And I just think it's a testament to the leadership of our skipper.
You mentioned some timely hitting, and boy, we would be remiss, Bobby, if we didn't talk about some of the hitting. And you look at it. Arias comes back from the disabled list. Rocchio gets the call up from AAA, and I think he's looking more and more like the Rocchio we saw in September and October last year. But let's not slight Kyle Manzardo the last couple of months. I mean, he is hitting the ball hard, clutch hitting home runs, and we needed that in that position of the order. And I know a lot of guys have picked it up, and J Ram has been there since day one, but Rocchio, Arias, and Manzardo to me have really been key guys.
And then you throw in CJ Kafis, who has come up from AAA and done a nice, solid, consistent job for us. Yeah, without question. We need those three two homegrown. Well, I should start over. One homegrown player in Rocchio. The other two came in remarkable trades, but they came to us as minor leaguers, so we consider them ours because their growth and development was all done in our minor league system. but it seems like Stephen Vogt has settled in on Arias at short and Rocchio at second. And it's going to be interesting if you want a good sports talk fodder is Bazana gets promoted to AAA and he's playing wonderfully right now, hitting the ball, doing his thing as the number one pick last year. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that unfolds. The players will determine most of that as they always do. But to get consistency from that group lengthens the lineup, allows Hosey to see more strikes. Um, and, you have to, pitch to him on occasion where they hadn't been for a while, and he still was doing wonderfully. So, yeah, there's no question. Our offense, um, it's the only way for us to have 21 wins in the last 29 games is a consistency on offense. I think over that period, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can check the stats, but I think we're averaging 5 runs. So when we average the way the stats are, 4.5 to 5 runs a game, we win most of the time. And that's what our offense has been doing for us.
Well, and you think about Manzardo too. This is a guy that, struggled last year, his rookie year, was actually sent down, came back up in the fall and looked like a better hitter. And this year he got off to that torrid start and then went quiet. And everybody's going, oh boy, he's going down again. But man, since June, he is really, well, to his credit, Jose Ramirez ahead of him in the batting order. He's seeing the pitches, and Manzardo's taking advantage and really swatting the ball.
Yeah, without question. Like most young athletes, your first taste of the big leagues, getting your feet under you, um, trying to learn how to attack on a daily basis, big league pitching. The difference between big league pitching and AAA pitching is pretty significant, and um, you have to allow a young player um, to fail. You have to be patient. You very rare does a player come up and become an all-star immediately. I mean, it just rarely happens. We all like to talk about how Mickey Mantle was sent to AAA after his first taste of the big leagues with the Yankees. Frankie Lindor struggled in his first 100 some at bats, um, with us. And Jose Ramirez sent to the minor leagues after his stint at shortstop didn't quite work out, and he was struggling a little bit. Guys just need to have that breather to go back. Okay, the pressure isn't as great, obviously. Go work on things. And again, a testament to coaching, a testament to the coaching staff at AAA. When these guys do come back, keep them in the right frame of mind and then work hard with them. And they know that, hey, I've been up there, I've seen it, I've experienced it, I know I can play there. Now it's time for me to work hard. And when I get back up there, continue to make an impact. And Kyle has certainly done that.
Senior VP with the Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, with us. And Bobby, I think you're spot on when you open it up by talking about the starting pitching. And when you look at our starting pitching, Ben Lively, who we depended on and actually won our most games for us last year,
Right.
out for the season. You look about Ortiz, the young man we acquired from Pittsburgh. Who knows? There's a big question mark around him. We were counting on Shane Bieber in the second half. Those guys aren't here on this team, but what we've seen is the pickup by Gavin Williams. You mentioned his strides. Slade Ciccone, Logan Allen, and Joey Cantillo giving us some nice innings. Talks about the depth, right, my friend, of the starting pitching and the pitching in the organization.
We don't have quite the depth at starting rotation as we had maybe 3, 4 years ago. But we have enough depth to put ourselves in a position to um, be consistent. Um, the one thing we asked our starting rotation this year was to go deeper. They needed to understand that going 6, 7 innings was something that was really important because we just could not tax the bullpen with the number of games and number of appearances and innings that we did a year ago. And the only way to do that was to have the starters go deeper into games, and they've responded that way in grand fashion. And so they met that challenge that was put in front of them. And again, each of those guys that you mentioned, they haven't hit their what we think is their full stride. But you can see the growth and development of a young starting rotation that um, gives you cause for excitement and confidence as you move forward. We with this month and a half of baseball still left, um, I think you see guys who are getting more confident each and every time they toe the rubber.
And of course, this week, great opportunities. Miami at home, Atlanta at home. Some good opportunities to check in the Guardians at the old ballpark, as Bobby likes to say. There you go. Another edition of Hey Bobby. Bobby, as always, my friend, thank you for taking time to join us. Senior VP with the Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, joins us with Hey Bobby. We'll do it again next week.
Thank you, Ray. Always fun. Don't forget, Saturday night we get to honor Hammy in a pregame ceremony, which will be a Hammy bobblehead day. That's going to be nuts. It's going to be fun. You take care, sir. Always fun. Go Guardians.